Any links that we see on the spreadsheet normally, they normally start in the places that we can't really out, pinpoint on our spreadsheet. They're starting when we start leading and when we start making decisions, not from self leadership place. So today, I would like to uncover this um, fact that we are losing money. We're losing money or we are limiting our earning potential when we are operating uh, not from the place of self leadership. And this is concept like very simple, but it's also like but it's also very true because we think that there something has to happen on the external, but when we are not operating from the place of when we are not operating from the place of um, from the place of flow, then something happens. So there are three there are three essential components to it, right? Component number one is how you operate in life and in business. And I really like the philosophy of internal family system. Are you operating as your true self? And this is not a hypothetical or a spiritual question. I mean, it's deeply spiritual, but like this is also deeply scientific. Your true self your true self according to IFS, and it's an evidence-based approach that like widely recognized and widely accepted. So, like number one is that you are showing up from the place of calm. Like, are you making your decisions calm? Are you making your decisions from creative place? Are you showing up with creativity? Are you showing up and are you showing up and are you making a decision from the place of connectedness? Like, are you connected to other people? And here's what happens like when we think that there's something on the external, like maybe like we think, okay, I need to hire a strategist. I need to hire a copywriter. I need to hire somebody else who will help me to uh, with my external problem. This is something, and like I'm not saying that it is wrong and it's not wrong, but when we are outsourcing our internal identity, our internal power to the external, then there's one there's one thing happen when we are not able to show up as our true self, psychologically, your coach that you hire for your strategy is not able to see you as your true self. Your coach that you hire for your strategy is not able to help you from the place of true self. Because here's a very interesting phenomenon. Like attracts like, right? We heard that term, right? According to internal family system, and this is something that we see in our reality, negative people normally attract negative people. When you are in a negative state, you attract negative people. When you show up to your coaching call and you are not your true self, nobody can help you to lead with your true self. Your coach sees your reactive part. And this the crazy thing about it is that your coach is not able to if your coach doesn't have a lot of or in that moment, if your coach is not operating from the place of pure self energy, your coach's reactive controlling parts will react to your reactive and controlling parts. This is this is a very interesting phenomena. Let me break it down. Let's say you show up like, okay, um, I feel discomfort. I'm navigating really big decisions. Like I want more premium clients. I want I wanna increase my prices because like I was selling at the same price for a long time. I wanna innovate. I wanna create a container when when I attract really like premium buyers. Maybe you're a leadership coach. Maybe you are a therapist. You wanna attract like clients who pay who don't depend on insurance. You are in this place of discomfort, and when you are in this place of discomfort, this is something happens. Normally, this is either your reactive part or this is your controlling part. And you show up to your coach, and you from that state, from reactive and controlling state, and your coach sees your reactive and controlling part, not you, not your true self. And this is what happens if your coach at that moment of time is not operating from their leadership, from their self. And this is what happens to your coach. Their reactive controlling part that mirrors your part steps in and starts leading you. And now, as an outcome of this transaction, blind leading the blind because your coach is not able to see you, is not able to operate you from self. Now, why I am why I'm leaning into IFS so much, internal family system, because as a as a mentor, therapist, as a provider, as a coach, this is my responsibility to actually watch out for my self energy and show up for my clients from the place of self. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of my clients, when they show up, when I work with them, they're not always show up as their true self. This is a problem, but as a provider, and this is really tricky because not many people actually train in that, right? And not me as a provider, this is my responsibility to, talk to that part, that reactive part, that part that is uncomfortable from the from the energy of self. And when I witness that part, and when I allow that part unburden itself, right, that part actually collaborates with the energy of self, with the energy of true leadership, of self leadership. And this is how people get unblocked, unstuck, and are able to move from a different, different state. So when I work with clients, well, and this is something that clients told me privately and publicly many times, is that Eugene, you saw me for who I truly was. Eugene, I came to you like not in the best state, not in the best shape, not in the best time in my life, but the transformational work when other people can see me, can see my leadership, that was absolutely transformational. That was my breakthrough that I truly wanted because as a like as someone who spent a decade in therapy as a therapist, that was my responsibility to see my clients as their true self, because if I don't see them as their true self, nobody else will. And with my business clients, when I work with CEOs, with founders, and my containers, this and this is a difference maker. I have to see them as their true self. this is my most and foremost responsibility because the revenue leaks that we are not noticing, and it's like it is not just in strategy, and strategy is important. And it's also when we're not leading from the place of self leadership, from the place of self agency, we overspend on our automation, we overspend on our strategy, we overhire, we overinvest, we try to throw money at the problem when the problem is our internal state. And until we are in an our internal state from the state of self leadership, we keep hemorrhaging money on the things that, like, when we are in the right state of mind, when we are approaching this issue from the state of self leadership, we actually can create powerful strategy, powerful moves that make money, make momentum, bring people together, and people can see us differently. If you're watching on the replay, if you're watching live, let me know how it resonates. And if you have questions, I would like to answer that because this is a very, very key moment in in time. This is a key moment because not people will tell you how to create messaging. People will tell you how to articulate your value, but you can articulate your value if you're not operating from the state of self leadership. You can articulate your value possibly if you're not acting from the place of creativity. Let me show you a real, like my real example, like what I personally went through. So I invest in myself heavily. I invest in therapy, I invest in coaching. But when I was making a big decision, I was it was a very profitable point of time when I was like business was good. I was living my dream life. And as many entrepreneurs, we are we are asked to go on the higher to the higher level. And as many entrepreneurs who navigate big positions, big vision, big responsibility. Like, I was not acting from my place of true self. Like, I'm just human and I'm going through those experiences as well. So I start showing up to my coaching calls with my coach from this place of spiral. And my coach was just as reactive as I was. My coach was just as impulsive as I was. My coach was not able to my coach was like looking at my blind spots without seeing them. My coach was like absolutely reflecting back to me what I was seeing. My coach was saying, Eugene, everything is good. I don't really know what you're talking about. Everything is good. I don't know when it's not working. And also, like in this moment when I was navigating really big decisions, like one thing that I see a problem with the industry that people like a lot when business is psychological, right? And as founders, as CEOs, we are navigating really big transitions. And not a lot of business coaches, not a lot of mindset coaches are trained if they're not therapists, if they're not educated in human psychology, like on a deeper level, and certification don't provide you that deep level of understanding of human psychology. They're not able to assist clients with those revenue leaks. And this is exactly why in 2025, at the end of 2025, I was really rethinking my program, how I am showing up for my community and how I'm creating the difference. And it really dawned on me that just giving people what to do, just giving people more what to do is not necessarily the answer. I, as a professional, as someone who understands human psychology, as someone who worked for a decade as a therapist, I understand that I gotta first with removing parts or removing burdens that are blocking people from executing the strategy that they already know. Because the strategy is not that complicated. It's fairly simple. It's consistency, and many marketing strategies can work wonderfully. Live streams work, webinars work, email lists work, LinkedIn works, Instagram works, YouTube works. It's just like really like seeing the analysis, and the problem with the problem with business owners, they they can't see from this place of self leadership. They're seeing their focus drifting negative sides, and when their focus drifting to the negative sides, they're not able to see the data that actually will transform their business, that data will actually make difference in their business. Let me know how it resonates in the comments and or in the replay. So, and this is why in my private container certainty, we start with unblocking your true self before we dive into strategic partnership, into strategic um, business advisory. Because before you make a decision, you as true self has to make a decision. You have to operate from the place of calm, from the place of creativity, from the place of courage, from the place of connectedness, from the place of compassion. When you operate from that place, from the energy of self, and when you can embody energy of self, then you can show up differently. Now, if you are interested, it is 6 months container working one on one with me. We meet every week, and I support you in between sessions in the DMs or on Voxer if you have questions, or like if you need help navigating certain decisions. Send me a DM. I will send you all of the details in the DMs, how and a structure when we can start. I only work with 4 people per quarter. Who this is for? This is for CEOs, founders, service-based entrepreneurs who are not chasing just another strategy, who are not chasing just another marketing and business coaching container, but actually looking for make a difference, remove what is blocking you, and show up from the place of true self leadership. And as for CEOs and founders who are ready to really own, like, run the business from the place of self agency and stop abdicating your leadership, your responsibility, your vision to somebody else, because your agent, your marketing agency, your business coach, your therapist, they can make a decision for you. I can make a decision for you. And this is another pattern, by the way, that I notice with my clients. A lot of my clients, they like, okay, what should I do? And before we come up with what you should do, you should make a decision, because when you operating from the place of self, there's no pressure. Like internal, like there's external pressure, there's external responsibility. Yes, absolutely. We operating in high pressure environment, but internally you don't feel that pressure. Internally, you feel courageous. Internally, you feel clear. Internally, you are ready to see the data, negative or positive. And even if you are seeing the challenge in your business, the challenge is an invitation for like a new breakthrough, for a new strategy, for a new movement. And when you operating in your business from this place of self leadership, of self guidance, of of creativity, then you create something big. People don't quit businesses because it is hard. People quit businesses because uh, their protective parts overreacting and they can't do it anymore. Your protective and reactive parts say, you know what, you're not capable of doing this. And like, by the way, failure in business is absolutely normal. Having multiple failed businesses, this is just a path of entrepreneurship. This is just the name of the game. But you know who is winning? You know who is winning? The people who lead from the place of self-leadership. Because all the successful entrepreneurs that we see right now, uh, whether you like them or not, they fail so many times. They fail so many businesses, and they they did not let the external undesired reality to determine their desired future. And this is only possible when you are leading from this place of self-leadership. And in my container, this is another this is another thing that how I redesigned my container. I added actually evidence-based frameworks to work with my clients, such as internal family system. An internal family system, and it's a philosophy that it is originated in psychotherapy and by a clinical psychologist, family therapist, but also it can be applied to organization because when you are operating in your business and you hiring people, then your company become like can operate absolutely in this philosophy of internal family system. And also, I am adding hypnotherapy to my container as well. And hypnosis is hypnosis. One thing about hypnosis is that um, when you are implementing evidence based approaches with hypnosis, that can do absolutely like that can work faster, or that can actually get a breakthrough faster because you're bypassing this like logical faculty in your mind, and it actually helps you to go to the breakthrough. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Mishpa. Like that, this is like this is spot on. By the way, if you're not on LinkedIn um, or YouTube, like I am on the free stream, and I'm just sharing what people are saying. Yes, absolutely. And listen, stress is absolutely not Dr. Mishba said that stress is number one when people quit, and this is absolutely correct. Stress is absolutely number one when people quit. And also, stress is not just mental, right? Stress will show up in your body. Stress is the reason of inflammation in the body. And one thing that I also like in my internal family system is that when our parts are overreacting and overprotecting ourselves, because when our parts are overprotective, overreactive, they don't see our true self. And our true self is very powerful, by the way. Our true self can handle difficult situations, can handle stressful situations very, very well. It's just like we get stuck in the past. We get stuck in the scenarios that are desired, but those reactive parts can actually cause inflammations in our body. And inflammation is like that is a cause for many physical problem too. And also, like, I keep hearing so many testimonials or so many stories from entrepreneurs when people go to emergency rooms because their body just gives up under stress. And this is absolutely not normal. But I know. that we started businesses to create something different. We started businesses to create something beautiful. And we are so capable. We are so capable in navigating tough environments and navigating tough decisions. Because truthfully, a lot of us just one decision away from our breakthrough, just one decision away from our breakthrough. And if we are able to see, truly see what is working and what is not working, more importantly, what is not working, and implement what is not working as a strategy, because what is not working is like a shell. And inside of that shell is your desired outcome. And when you break that shell, you see exactly what. And this is better than a playbook. And this is better than a strategy. This is better than any kind of course, because this is a live data. This is a live teacher in your business, in your life. And it's very specific to you. And this is what a lot of successful entrepreneurs operate and implement successfully. So thank you so much, Dr. Mish, but like absolutely wonderful comment. Spot on. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Questions, if you have questions or if there's something that you would like to share with me in the comments on during live or on the replay, please let me know in the comments. I would like to hear from you. I like this is not a lecture, this is not a webinar, this is not a seminar, this is a conversation, and I really like when people come and participate and have a conversation. And also, like, if you've been looking for a private container for yourself when you work with a specialist one on one, this is a perfect time to send me a DM and enroll in my private container certainty. This is a very holistic, very personalized container for CEOs, founders, business owners aren't building big businesses, who aren't building big businesses, small businesses, lifestyle businesses. But more importantly, it's a container when it's like a if like a therapy and a business strategy had a baby and combined all together is when you implement the strategy from the place of self leadership, from the place of creativity, from the place of calmness, and you actually can see your true self, not from the place of spiral, not from the place of stress, but from the place of who you truly are. This is the container for you. Send me an DM. I will send you all of the details. And thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you next time. This is my last live stream in a series of live stream that I was doing for the last few weeks. So whoever tune in for the last 3 weeks, and I put all of my live streams in a replay on my YouTube channel. So I will be sharing that link as well. Like if you just want to see all of the replays, all of the 9 replays where I brought everything back together, how like our internal family system, our internal mind uh, affects our business, how like what shifts we have to do as business owners, please let me know. I would like to share that with you as well. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you later.